Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Memorial Field in Natick, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of tonight's high school varsity girls soccer contest between the hosting Red Hawks of Natick High School and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Folks, it's a new year with some very new faces on both sides of the field today, but it is still Bay State Conference soccer, and it's Brookline against Natick, so you know we're in for a fun one tonight. Brookline coming into this contest with a record of 1 win, 3 losses, and 3 draws. Brookline just picked up their first win last week at home against Needham, a 2-0 victory where they got goals from Juliana Siegel and Haley Ament, with 1 assist coming from Hannah Greer. That one game accounts for just half of the goal scoring that Brookline has had so far. They scored 1 goal in a 1-1 draw on the road against Framingham, and then scored once in a 1-1 draw at Weymouth in the season opener that we covered. Amalia Lindgren-Palm scored that one, assisted by Nev Kesselman. So Brookline trying to find some more consistency here as we enter close to the midway point of the regular season. The first MIAA Division I power rankings came out last Friday, had Brookline ranked 19th, in part due to strength of schedule. Natick came in ranked 10th with a record of 4 wins, 1 loss, and 3 draws. So both teams having a bit of down year record-wise, at least by their standards. Brookline in a bit of a rebuilding spot after graduating a talented senior class in 2025. Natick also graduating a group of talented seniors. They lost Stella Bogus, Allegra Gagnon, Megan Mila, Jill Ferguson, Olivia Penn, Kira Henderson, Kendall Hacker, and Cassidy Moriarty, with Penn, Hacker, and Moriarty the co-captains last year. Last year, these two teams faced off twice. Natick defeated Brookline in the season opener 2-0, but Brookline able to put a bit of a smudge on what would have been an otherwise perfect record for Natick last year with a 1-1 draw here in Natick. That was last year on October 8th. Now here, their first meeting here in Natick. And we'll see how this one plays out. We got a little less than 4 minutes on the clock here, and I just want to leave a note here in the live chat just to let folks know the Wi-Fi's been a little shaky out here in Natick today. It was shaky throughout our broadcast of the JV game that just finished up. And it's starting out a little shaky here in this one, but don't fret, folks. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you know that I always record these broadcasts at the same time that I live stream them. And so I'll be able to upload a fully recorded version of this broadcast without any choppy video at all later tonight. And the audio should still be fine during the live stream regardless. I'm going to stop talking for a minute and let the PA announcer here in Natick take the show.
Please remember to not jeer, criticize, or downgrade players, coaches, or the officials. Request that all cheering be supportive. For your safety as well as those around you, we ask you do not stand along the front railing or block the front aisle. And smoking is not allowed at Memorial Field. Please, let's all make this event a positive experience for all. Introducing the officials for tonight's match, they are Mr. Christensen and Mr. Gomes. And now introducing tonight's starting lineups, we start with the visiting team, Brookline Warriors, starting in goal, wearing number 38, Chloe Price. Starting on defense, she's a captain, number 3, Elin Lindgren-Palm. Starting at midfield, number 5, Hannah Greer. Starting at midfield, number 6, Paige Hammond. Starting at forward, number 7, Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Starting at midfield, number 8, Juliana Siegel. Starting in midfield, she's a captain, number 13, Julia Vianello. Starting at forward, number 15, Haley Ament. Starting at midfield, number 20, Priscilla Hill. starting on defense, she's a captain number 21, Mirabelle Kesselman. And starting on defense, number 23, Jamison McGee. Please welcome the rest of the Brookline Warriors. Their head coach is Ben Peters. And now introducing the starting lineups for your very own Natick Redhawks. Starting in goal, wearing number 0, Katie McMahon. Starting at striker number 5, Carrington Sheriff. Starting on defense, number 6, Lulu Waslaki-Wasecki. Starting at midfield, number 24, Mariví McElhaney. Starting on defense, number 12, Ruth Yasenko. Starting at striker, number 17, Amelia Souza. Starting on defense, number 19, Riley White. Starting on defense, number 25, Caitlin Blair. Starting at striker, she's a captain, number 15, Nicole Broya. Starting at midfield, she's a captain, number 13, Abby McCauley. And starting in midfield, she's a captain, number 3, Lydia Broya. Please welcome the rest of the Natick Redhawks. Their head coaches are Carrie Ann Daly and Denise Trubiano. And now, fans, would you all please rise if you are able and remove your hats as we honor America and those who have defended or are currently defending our freedom with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, those were the starting lineups and our national anthem. And we'll soon get this game underway. Had a bit of a false start on the national anthem there, but personally, I think Put Me In Coach would be a fantastic national anthem. I would sign a petition for that, just speaking personally. Like I said before, always a fun time when Brookline and Natick face off. You can see if you just peek at the bottom of your screen there at the scorers table that they have the Route 9 Cup sitting there on the table. It's stayed with Natick for a few years, as Natick has been a very strong team these past couple of years. Each of the last 2 years, they were just shy of a perfect regular season record. Both times, the lone smudge came from a game against Brookline 2 years ago. Brookline defeated them in Brookline in a thunderstorm-shortened game, 1-0. That ended up being the only non-victory for Natick on their route to the 2023 state championship title. Meanwhile, last year, as I said earlier, these two teams tied 1-1 here in Natick in their second regular season matchup. The tie meant that the Route 9 Cup stayed here in Natick, but it also meant a less than perfect regular season record, as Natick finished with no other losses or draws aside from that one. Both of these teams marched their way to the Final Four come playoff time, with Natick coming up short in a 2-1 overtime loss to eventual state runner-up Mayfield-Sheehan, while Brookline came up just short by an exact same score of 2-1 in overtime to the eventual state champion Wellesley. So while both of these teams have plenty of motivation coming into this season, both of them graduated immensely talented senior classes in their classes of 2025. So they're both kind of trying to build their way back up. Natick still ranked in the top 10. Brookline barely inside the top 20 in the initial MIAA Division I power rankings coming into this game. But this should be a fun one. Like I said, it's Brookline, it's Natick. What more do you need? You know it's going to be a show. Natick's Nicole Proya gets us started as the opening whistle blows. 40 minutes on the clock for the first of two halves. This one flies down to the far side. Julia Vianello boxing out for Brookline to let that one bounce out of bounds and give the Warriors a throw-in. Going up the far side, it's tapped back to Vianello, who jukes out a defender. Jukes around another, sends one up the line. It's blocked and taken away by the Redhawks. Pass forward is blocked back by Elin Lindgren-Palm. Going to go out of bounds and be a Natick throw-in. Amelia Sousa throws that one in from the far side. Gets it to number 15, Nicole Proya. Proya kicks across her head for the box. Knocked away and cleared out by, I believe, Elin Lindgren-Palm. Natick takes it back again, dribbling around with it now is Lydia Proya. Sends one forward, goes off a head, off another head as Lindgren-Palm clears it out again. Juliana Siegel sends it upfield, but it's knocked right back by Natick's number 12, Ruthie Asinkoa. And that's going to bounce out the back line and be a goal kick for the Warriors. The Brookline starting goalie, Chloe Price, gives it over to Mirabelle Kesselman. Slides it across there to Jamie McGee. McGee sending it up the line, too far for Priscilla Hill. That's going to be out of bounds. Natick ball. Throw in coming from number 19, Riley White. Nicole Proya fighting for it, but it's booted away by, I think, McGee. Gets up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Pass back to Hannah Greer. Greer back to McGee. Sends it up the line and again wide of her target. Quick throw in, headed away by Elin Lindgren-Palm. And it's going to be another throw in coming from White. Intercepted immediately by Hill. Past the middle, tapped forward by Siegel, but nobody there as it's taken back by Asinkoa. Asinkoa passes to the back line. They work it along the back to number 25, Caitlin Blair. Now back to the outside to Asinkoa. Asinkoa boots this one upfield, going to number 5, Carrington Sheriff. Sheriff works it back to Lydia Proya. Lydia Proya sends it up to Nicole. Nicole fires a long shot, launches it too high and over the crossbar. Got to watch out for those Proya sisters. They've been big contributors for this Natick program for a few years now and have now earned a shared captaincy in their senior year. Swan deflecting back and forth, taken now by Vianello. Vianello moving up the line, passes up looking for Haley Ament. Ament with the ball, trying to hold it, spins around her defender, nice move. Crosser is blocked by Asinkoa. Ament tried to stay with it, but too many red shirts in there. Kicked away by number 13, Abby McCauley. Dribbling through the middle, a pass to the outside, too far off the foot of Sousa, intended for Nicole Proya. It's going to be a Brookline throw-in. Throw-in, deflects out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Brookline. Now Natick throws it in. I believe this is Nicole Proya swinging it across the field to White. White's got some space. Pass is blocked out of bounds by Hill. Throw in from Sheriff. Sheriff towards the middle, deflects back and forth. Hill tries a kick, it's blocked. Now Greer kicks it, gets it up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm, running out of room and can't corral the ball. It'll be another Natick throw-in. White throws it. Pass to the middle. Nicole Proya tries a lefty kick, taken easily off one hop by Chloe Price. Natick winning the possession game early here as we're almost 5 minutes in. This ball deflects, taken by Lydia Proya. Pass it back to Blair. Blair out to White. White moving up the near side. Pass knocked away by McGee. Ament almost corralled it, but it bounces over her head. But now it's passed up from, I believe, Paige Hammond, and almost tapped up from Ament to Lindgren-Palm, but the defense interferes, knocks it out of bounds, and it's going to be a Brookline throw-in. Amalia Lindgren-Palm with it, tries tap for Hill, didn't get enough on it. Cleared out by the defense, but it'll be another Brookline throw-in. Hill sends it to Siegel, but Nicole Proya swoops in and takes it. Now running in transition, lifts one, looking for McCauley. Cutting around and a shot, and it's high, and my mistake. Yes, Abby McCauley had a chance there from one senior co-captain to another. McCauley tried to cut back and go for the lefty swing of the leg, and it just sails high. Up the far side, Vianello's pass deflected. Ament able to get it back to Siegel. Siegel through to Greer. Greer couldn't get a kick away, disrupted. Taken back by White, sends it up to Sheriff. Sheriff looking, sends a leading pass, complete to Nicole Proya. Proya lifts one across the field, finds her target. Sousa, shot, saved by Price, rebound chance, and Sheriff couldn't get her foot on it. Or, well, she did get her foot on it, but didn't really have an angle as Price was closing out for it. Knocks it out the back line. And with a play that close, I'm just glad nobody's hurt. Goal kick for Brookline. McGee takes the pass and launches it upfield. Goes all the way to Blair, who pops it straight up in the air. Off the head of Amalia. Deflects back. Corralled by McCauley. McCauley across the field to Asenkoa. Asenkoa pushes it forward, but it's intercepted by Kesselman. Given back to McGee. McGee kicks it up the middle, up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Tapped back to McGee. Pops it up the line, curves out of bounds. Thank you. The Natick commentators giving me a hand here. Let me know that number 12's last name is pronounced Asenko. Now Natick with the ball. It's Nicole Proya sending it up the middle. Kesselman, the last line of defense, kicks it away. Gets it up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Sending it forward. Ament trying to put on the Jets. It's a race to the ball with White. White's going to get there first, but she's forced to knock it out of bounds. Hill throws it in to Ament. Taps back to Hill. Tight space, trying to lead for Amalia, and it rolls out the back line. Goal kick. Always tough off of those throw-ins. The further down you get, the less you can just throw it down the line, and you just have to try and make something happen in those tight spaces. The goal kick knocked back by Vianello, corralled by Ament. Ament launches a long kick, and it's going to be caught out of the air by the Natick starting netminder, Katie McMahon. McMahon punts this one across midfield, off the head of Elin Lindgren-Palm, headed forward by Nicole Proya. Deflects off of Kesselman, and Kesselman passes it back to Price. Has to kick it, can't put your hands on it when your teammate passes it back to you. Ball's deflecting around. Oh, no, we've got an injured Brookline player down. That's Hannah Greer trying to get back on her feet. Lydia Proya with the ball. They're playing this one out. They send it up the far side. Crosser kick comes in. Elin Lindgren-Palm corrals it. And with Brookline in control, they're no longer playing the advantage. They're going to stop and take a look at Hannah Greer. Greer walking with a limp here, trying to get off the field on her own, but struggling, and she's going to need help. Priscilla Hill carrying her herself, showing off the upper body strength in a sport primarily known for one's lower body strength. But we certainly hope that Hannah Greer is okay. Made a big contribution in Brookline's first win against Needham, getting an assist in that 2-0 victory. You know, this still early enough in the year, still warm enough that you can always wonder when a player goes down if maybe it's just a cramp. But it's pretty early in the game for that, so we'll have to keep an eye. That one lost out of bounds off the attempted pass from McGee. Throw in deflected away by Kesselman. And we got a push called against Natick. The sub having come in for Greer is number 22, Eva Berkson. Kesselman lining up for this free kick, taking a number of steps back. You know she's going to boot this one. Goes off the head of a Natick player, but corralled by Vianello. Vianello turns around, heading up the sideline. Pass forward, nobody was there. Some kind of miscommunication. I think she was expecting Ament to cut upfield, and she just didn't in that scenario. We're about 10 minutes into this game. No score as of yet between Brookline and Natick. Goal kick from the Red Hawks, going out the near side, off the head of Sheriff, off the head of Berkson, downed by Siegel, over to Amalia Lindgren-Palm, tapped back to Hill. Hill trying to fit through a tight window, knocked loose by Sheriff, recovered by Berkson, and passed back to McGee. Now back to Kesselman. Pops it across midfield. Blair going to be the first to the ball. Tries to pass to White, but White was going back with defensive movement, so she wasn't able to get to that pass. Throw in to Amalia Lindgren-Palm, stolen away by Sheriff. Pass up to Nicole Proya. Proya boots it upfield, downed by Elin Lindgren-Palm. Recovered by Asenko. Asenko pass back to, I think, number 6, Lulu Wislaki-Waseki.
That was a great step by Ruthie Asenko.
Asenko.
Jesse's the best thing during the tournament over the years, because if we're going to line up against Brookline, you know whoever they're playing, Jesse's going to be brought.
Here's the throw in, and a little too physical on the defense from Brookline. Siegel was trying to see if she could get around the Natick player and ended up kind of going through her. Free kick for Natick. Deflects back and forth, back to Elin Lindgren-Palm. Pass back to Kesselman. Kesselman up to Hill, but deflects too hard towards the middle, and it's taken by Mariviev McElhenney. Now kicked upfield by Natick. Lindgren-Palm first to the ball, kind of slices it, and they consider that a deflection and not a full pass, so Price able to get her hands on it. Rolls it up to Vianello. Kick upfield, knocked away by Lydia Proya, but goes right to Paige Hammond. Pass back to Siegel. Siegel dribbling across to the near side. Passes it back to McGee. McGee slides it back to Kesselman. Kesselman winding up, firing it out to the far side. Deflects off Vianello. It's a race to the ball, but getting there first is Wislaki-Waseki. Wislaki-Waseki backing down against Vianello, and we got a whistle. Oh, did they run out of room? Looks like they ran out of room on that far sideline. Substitution coming in for Brookline, number 12, Astrid Nigrovich into the game. And now a long kick in is an easy catch for McMahon. We've seen a couple of grabs from the goalies, but no shots have really tested them that much just yet. This one goes off the head of Siegel up to Ament. Tries a pass, intercepted, and a big counter kick. Looks like it's going to be too far for Sheriff, and it'll be a Brookline throw-in. 26:45 on the clock here in the first half. No score out here at Memorial Field in Natick, Massachusetts. Throw in, intercepted by Sheriff. Long kick, blocked by Elin Lindgren-Palm. McGee's got to chase that one down to prevent a potential corner kick. McGee sends it up the line to Ament. Ament dribbling towards the middle, trying to pick up speed around her defender. Opts to pass it across to Siegel. Siegel jukes back to her left. Now back to her right. Sends one forward for Vianello. Nice curve on that pass, but too far. Vianello can't chase it down. Quick throw in from Asenko. And now a kick forward from Natick, stopped by Elin Lindgren-Palm, booted the other way, back to Asenko. Asenko pops it up in the air, and she and Elin Lindgren-Palm are just playing catch right now. But now it deflects through the middle, goes back to Elin Lindgren-Palm again. She sends it all the way back to Price. Price out to McGee. McGee up the line to Nigrovic. Throw in from White. Tapped out by Kesselman. Nicole Proya, throw into the middle, tapped back to Proya. Proya cutting towards the middle, fires a shot. Well tracked by Price for the save. That one of the scarier shots we've seen so far today. But still, just a bit too far and not enough speed on that one. An easy tracking job for Chloe Price. Lydia Proya now at the ball at midfield, sending one forward, looking for Sousa. Sousa tried to get a crosser pass, but is walled off by Elin Lindgren-Palm, who sends that one up the line out of bounds. Asenko, the throw-in. I think that's Sousa trying to cut to the middle, a pass. Players get tangled up, fighting for the ball. It's won by McCauley. A long shot deflects. Oh, my gosh. And Chloe Price breathing a sigh of relief as that one took a weird hop off her knee, almost up into the net, but just over the bar. And instead it will be a corner kick for Natick. Abby McCauley with two of the most dangerous looks at the net so far. Corner kick flies in high, all the way across the field to Asenko. Asenko turning around, trying to set up a crosser, and it's knocked away by Nigrovic. Taken back, and another shot, and that one is going to sail high and over the bar. That one attempted, I believe, by McElhenney. 23.5 minutes on the clock here in the first half. Kesselman sending it up the middle to Elin Lindgren-Palm. Has to pass that one away from the pressure from Nicole Proya. Kesselman boots it, flips the field. And McMahon going to come out to take it. Rolls it over to Wisłaki Wasecki. Kicks it across the field to the near side to Sheriff. Sheriff out to White. White to the middle. Kesselman boots it up in the air. Sheriff recovers up to Nicole Proya. Weaving around as she dribbles back. Now launches a kick. Knocked right back by Elin Lindgren-Palm. Taken by Asenko. Asenko pass to the outside to Sousa. Sousa pass back. Nicole Proya across to White. White pass forward. Stopped by Hill, by Nigrovic, excuse me. Nigrovic having subbed in for Hill. Nicole Proya recovers, pass towards the middle. And a leading kick is too far, and it's going to be an easy pickup for Chloe Price. Price punts it off the head of McCauley, off the head of Berkson, going the wrong way, and Sheriff is going to take this one. Sheriff dribbling up, trying to move down the side, sets up a pass, but not enough on it as she was trying to send that pass backwards because McGee was playing as if she was going to go forward. So she had the forward angle covered. She had to go for the backwards angle, which she can't put as much power on. Resulted in kind of a slow rolling pass. Number 18, Maddie Bonner, checks into the game, replacing Amelia Sousa for Natick. Sheriff, the throw in, lost out of bounds, Brookline ball. Just over 21 minutes on the clock here in the first half, almost midway through, as this one deflects back to Berkson. Pass back to Kesselman. Kesselman boots this one upfield, goes over the head of Asenko, and is going to fly out of bounds, Natick ball. Throw in goes back to Wislaki Wasecki. Now up the middle to McElhenney. McElhenney to the outside, intercepted. Vianello on the counter, dribbling, trying to knife her way through, trying to send a pass up. Lindgren Palm taps it to the outside. Ament with the ball. A little too much dribbling, and it's cut off by Asenko. Lets it roll out for a goal kick. Ament was trying to get herself into a better spot to kick in crosser, but ended up losing control of the ball. A little too far out in front of her, and Asenko with good defensive fundamentals to box her out and let that one roll out for a goal kick. This one bouncing upfield, stopped by McGee, taps it, but tapped right back by the Red Hawks. To the outside it goes to White. White picking up some speed here. McGee switching over to White. Crosser comes in, no angle there, out of bounds. Smart defensive switch by Jamie McGee there as White had a step on her initial defender, Nigrovic, as Nigrovic got tangled up between White and Sheriff. So McGee, the good defensive fundamentals to make the switch there. Got a substitution out on the wing for Brookline. I didn't quite see who it was that checked in place of Vianello, but we'll see when it goes out there. This advance walled off by Blair. Out of the scrum, Berkson recovers it, passes back to McGee. Now across to Elin Lindgren Palm. Kicks it upfield. Too far, taken by Wislaki Wasecki. This pass knocked the other way by Berkson, but right back to Wislaki Wasecki. Pass up the middle to Nicole Proya. Lifts one forward, looking for Bonner. Bonner tries a pass, blocked by Kesselman. Now tapped upfield by Brookline, taken back by Nicole Proya. Pass to the outside. Now turning back towards the middle, and a pass back to Blair. Blair to the near side to White. White, kick towards the middle, and Elin Lindgren Palm, the first to it, clears it away, up to Ament. Ament looking, trying to turn the corner, and she does. Trying to race up the sideline, and ultimately runs out of room. Natick ball. This one kicked up, and both players just kind of backed off to avoid the collision, as that's going to roll out of bounds. The sub who came in for Julia Vianello is Nev Kesselman, number 4 on the far side. Throw in, deflects the wrong way off of Hammond, out of bounds. Throw in. Pass back. They go all the way back to Wislaki Wasecki around midfield. Pass across to Sheriff. Sheriff spins off her defender. Charging in, tries a shot, but couldn't get enough on it. It can be kind of tough to get the windup you want and the control you want when you're shooting on the run, and especially when you're in kind of a tight window trying to dribble through defenders. You can't get like really that diagonal kicking angle that you want for proper distance. This one's stolen. Nicole Proya tries a shot, a sliding block by Mirabel Kesselman. Ball's recovered by McCauley, but knocked loose by Siegel, taken by Hammond, and passed up to Ament. Ament can't get through, blocked, taken back by the Redhawks. The midfielder still fighting for it as Siegel knocked that one loose, goes out of bounds. Throw in to McCauley. McCauley sandwiched between Brookline players, knocked loose, tapped upfield by Hammond, I believe. Players go tumbling, and that's going to draw a foul call against Natick. So Kesselman, coming off that sliding block to stop a shot from Proya, will now launch this free kick from about the 47-yard line of the football field. Lifts this one into the box, and it's just going to be taken off one hop by McMahon. No players able to break in towards that one without going off sides. McMahon punts this one, bouncing along. Elin Lindgren-Palm pops to the outside. Off the head of Nicole Proya, out of bounds. Nev Kesselman, the throw-in to Ament, trying to break free. Gets a pass through, but wide of Amalia Lindgren-Palm. It's popped up in the air by White, down by Berkson. Swooping in for it was Hammond, but it's taken back by Lydia Proya and cleared out to the Brookline end. Elin Lindgren-Palm racing back, sends it back to Price. Price surveying her options. A pass right to Sheriff. Oh, that was a mistake. Nicole Proya looking for a shot, sends it wide, and Brookline very lucky to not surrender a goal off that turnover. Subbing back in for Natick is Amelia Sousa as she replaces Bonner. Kesselman with the ball, pass to the outside to Nev Kesselman, back to Mirabel. The sister is playing catch here as she now goes up the line to Ament. Ament trying to leave it for Nev. Nev trying to spin, met by another defender, out of bounds, Brookline ball. Just over 14 minutes left in the half, still no score between Brookline and Natick. Few scary chances for Natick, but nothing has found the back of the net as of yet. Brookline still searching for that big opportunity. Pushing and shoving along the wing there, and they're going to call the foul on Nev Kesselman there. Kick from Lydia Proya. Deflects the wrong way off of Nigrovic, out of bounds. That's going to give Natick a corner kick. This corner kick coming in low, and it's blocked by Nigrovic, just playing her defensive role there. Might have gone out of bounds without her, but you don't want to chance that when you're your job is to cover that post. So it's going to be another corner try. This one comes in way high. Booted up in the air by Nev Kesselman, now off ahead, and another, and another, and another. 4 headers, and now booted out, I believe, by Nev Kesselman. Deflects back, taken by Ament. Pass up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Tries to pass back, it's deflected away, and taken back by Natick. Off the head of Nigrovic, back to Mirabel Kesselman. Pass up the middle. The attempted pass from Berkson, deflected, but Nigrovic comes back to get it. Pass back to McGee, back to Mirabel Kesselman. Upfield, Ament deflects it back to Hammond. Hammond can't stay with it for long, stolen away. Pass back, and now to the middle. Now back to Blair. Up the middle and to the outside to White. White. Up the line to Sheriff. Kicked away, but deflected. Taken by Nicole Proya. Past the outside. Sliced up in the air by Nev Kesselman. Headed by Nicole Proya over to Sousa. Sousa tangled up with Siegel, and Siegel takes it away. Passes up to Hammond. Hammond up to Amalia. Back to Hammond. Hammond trying to break through. Stopped by White. Knocked back to Hammond, but stolen away this time by Nicole Proya. Proya to the outside to Sousa. Sousa pass through, blocked by Mirabel Kesselman. Recovered. Pass back to Asenko, up to Sousa. Sousa breaking free. Sousa shot caught by Chloe Price. Just under 11 minutes to go here in the half. Price boots it. Bouncing along. A race to the ball. Wisłocki Wasecki going to get there. Being chased by Ament, but gets a pass. Finds a target, and it's now rolling further up the line to Sousa. Now up to Nicole Proya. Proya with some space. Kicking it through the middle, deflected away by McGee. Sheriff coming back for it. Booted up in the air by Elin Lindgren-Palm. Tapped along by Hammond. Ament trying to come back for it. Knocked out of bounds. Brookline ball. Now we got a timeout called by Brookline. 10:14 on the clock here in the first half. And folks, I'm going to switch out my camera battery since this is my second game with this battery, just to be safe, so since we got a little bit of a break here. So your screen's going to go black for just a second, but don't worry, it'll be right back. There we go. Told you to be right back. So far, Natick definitely winning the possession game. They've generated some much more dangerous chances. Nicole Proya, the senior co-captain, has been a big part of a lot of their offensive pushes, as has fellow captain Abby McCauley. They've been very dangerous. Meanwhile, Brookline struggling to move the ball upfield. And you can see the difference in their formation. Brookline running with 2 strikers in their formation. Natick appears to be running with 3, with Proya, Sheriff, and Sousa. So Natick able to make more of something when their middies are able to get the ball upfield, and the middies and the backliners have been doing a great job of getting the ball up to their strikers. And sometimes the strikers are able to come back to a midfield position, especially Nicole Proya. She's been all over the field. And that's generated a lot of great chances for Natick. Brookline's defense has been holding firm so far, but they've got to try and find a way to generate some pressure. And that's really got to start in the midfield. Throw-in's going to go back to Elin Lindgren-Palm. Pass back to Mirabel Kesselman. Out to McGee. McGee dribbling towards the middle. Opts to go back to Mirabel. Now to the outside to Nev. Nev stumbles, almost lost the ball. Pressured by Sousa, and she couldn't get the pass back in time. Loses it out of bounds. Nicole Proya takes the throw-in, trying to spin. Fancy ball handling there as she keeps control of it. Sends it up to Sousa. Sousa trying to weave her way through. Sends in a shot. Saved by Price, and she recovers it off the bounce. Almost a dangerous chance there with Sheriff closing in. Price going to punt this one. And And it's kicked away by White, right back by McGee. Gets it up to Lila Kennan, who fits a pass through to Hammond. Hammond fits a pass through to Ahmed. She slips, but a foul was called on Natick as Hammond took a hit after she got that pass away to Ahmed. And that is going to be a free kick for Brookline, a big opportunity for them here from inside the 25-yard line of the football field. Haley Ament setting up to kick this one. We'll see if she opts for a shot or a crosser. Shot comes in, and it's caught by McMahon. Just sent that shot right down Broadway. A good vertical angle to get it over the defenders and under the bar. That can be kind of tough when you have those closer free kicks, but not enough of a sideways angle to really challenge McMahon all that much. That one out of bounds off McGee. It'll be Natick ball. Throw in to Nicole Proya. Dribbling back now, launching one of those curving kicks of hers that she's been making great use of. It's taken back by Brookline. Running through, a pass up to Ament from Nev Kesselman. Ament battling with Lydia Proya. Turns the corner and gets pulled down, and that's going to be another foul call. And that's going to be, I think, a yellow card. Lydia Proya trying to stop the advance of Ament. I'm not sure if they pulled out the card, but at bare minimum, they gave her a warning. So it's going to be another free kick for Brookline. Kesselman sends in this one. Grabbed on the ground by McMahon. McMahon punts this one. Cross midfield, headed away by Elin Lindgren-Palm. A scrum of players meeting at the ball, and Siegel kicks it away, but taken right back by Natick. Pass goes up to Nicole Proya. Turns around, pass across to Asenko. Asenko. Pass to the outside to Sousa. Sousa heading up the sideline. Tries the crosser pass, and it's blocked by Mirabelle Kesselman. Quick throw in to McCauley. Tapped back to Sousa. They run out of room. And wait, did they call a foul on Brookline or a handball or something? What was the call? Whatever the call was, it's going to be a free kick for Natick. Looks like Lydia Proya is going to take it. With a sideways angle like this deep in the opposing end, this is a prime spot for a cross kick. But she's going to try the shot, and it's saved by Price. Ball is still loose, and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll be a Natick corner kick. A nice save by Price. She's had a little bit of trouble with the dropsies here, not firmly grasping a lot of the balls coming her way. It hasn't come back to bite her yet, but got to be careful. Proya going to set up for the corner. Comes in high over everyone, kicked back up in the air, and headed away by Mirabelle Kesselman, headed back in by Asenko. And Brookline takes control of it and boots it away. Blair going to be first to the ball, kick it back the other way, keep it in bounds. It deflects off Negrovich out of bounds. Bouncing along, it's a fight for it. Clean takedown as Brookline takes it away. Berkson back to Mirabelle. Now out to McGee. McGee kicks it upfield, deflects off the head of Cannon. It's taken by Hammond. Hammond's got a bit of a rush here, sending one through. Ament with a chance. Ament charging. Ament. Oh, she missed it wide. Oh, once again, she tried to get one last extra dribble in. and lost control as McMahon was not jumping one side or another. As man, that was so close. Ahmed had the perfect free run to the ball. Just couldn't get her foot on it for the shot. Some subs in on both sides after that play. Among them for Brookline, number 11, Rose Shorett into the game. Throwing up the line, Lindgren Palm boxing out. Taken by Kesselman. Now back to Shorett, sends it up the line, looking for Cannon. But Asenko cuts her off, gets the pass away. They go all the way back to Blair. Blair outside to White. White to the middle. Lydia Proya sends it to the outside, Asenko. Asenko working up the sideline. Pass up the line. This pass blocked by Shorett and lost out of bounds. It'll stay Natick ball. Now trying to fight their way through. It's taken back by Brookline. Passed back to Kesselman. Kesselman boots it upfield. Blocked by Wisłocki. Wasecki. That's going to roll out of bounds. Brookline ball. Quick throw in from Shorett up to Cannon. Cannon got sandwiched there, and Asenko takes it back to Wisłocki. Wasecki. Now pass up to McCauley. McCauley. Pass to the outside, Sousa. Pass to the middle, nobody there. Kicked away by Kesselman. Knocked out of bounds by Asenko. About 2 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the first half. Still no score. Hammond taps one up to Ament, who escapes traffic and passes it back to Siegel. Siegel turns around, sends it back to Kesselman. Kesselman surveys, boots one upfield, knocked back by White. Couple players battling for it. Natick takes control. Pass gets to Sheriff. Sheriff dribbling. Forced to pass back to Asenko. Asenko chased by Cannon, and she goes back to Wisłocki. Wasecki. Wisłocki Wasecki sends one through the middle. And now to the outside to White. White up the line looking for Sheriff. McGee trying to box her out. Textbook box out job. It'll be a goal kick. Price lining up for the goal kick. Gives it to McGee. Kicks upfield. Deflected by White off the head of Berkson. Taken by Ament. Ament runs out of room, but it's White who knocks it out. Throw in goes to Ament. Tap back Berkson. Berkson gets through a defender and gets some space. Sends it up looking for Nigrovic down the sideline. Can Nigrovic get there? She does. Keeps it in. Trying to cut back, and it's knocked away by Blair out of bounds. Brookline deep in Natick territory as we've entered stoppage time. Clock frozen at 2 minutes. Deflects back to Nigrovic. Kicked, knocked out of bounds. And that might be a corner for Brookline. I think it will be. Brookline with the chance for their first corner kick of the day. Kick coming in, I believe, from Ament. Line drive in, punched away by the goalie, but right there, a deflection. Oh, a diving stop by McMahon. Robs what would have been a potential goal, I think, from Shorett. Brookline's generated a couple of strong chances here late in the half, and that is how the half is going to end. No score going into the break between Brookline and Natick here at Memorial Field in Natick, Massachusetts. Natick winning the possession battle early in the half, but Brookline starting to punch back late in the first. We'll see how they handle things in the second half. But for now, as we enter the halftime break, I'd like to direct your attention to some helpful links in the description section of this video down below. You can see a link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer programs, girls and boys, varsity, JV, and freshmen. You can also see a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the Foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. Your help is crucial to supporting these Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. Once again, brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442. I'm going to take a break now and mute my mic and run a YouTube ad break. I'll be back with the second half of this ball game. Stay tuned. Hello again, back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Memorial Field in Natick, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second half of this high school varsity girls soccer contest between the Brookline High Warriors and the Natick High Redhawks. No score through the first 40 minutes of play, so we're going to get a fresh 40 minutes of clock here to see if we can't decide this thing. It was an interesting first half, I would say, as, like I said before the break, Natick was really dominating possession through, I would say, like the first half, 2/3 of that first half, but towards the end there, Brookline was really getting some good pushes upfield. We saw some really close chances. Haley Ament almost got a score right in front of the net. A corner kick almost wound up with a chance for Rose Shorett. There are a couple of shots that almost turned into something for Brookline. They were really starting to turn the corner. Let's see if they can ride that momentum into this second half, or if Natick has gotten a rest and adjusted from that late stage. Brookline starting with the ball. The pass goes back to Juliana Siegel. Kicked upfield, goes off a head, off another head, out of bounds. My mistake. That one actually went off the foot of Hannah Greer, who's back in. She left early in the first half with an injury, but she's back out on the field. That's got to be good news for Brookline to have her back in the game. Riley White taking it down the line. Her kick blocked by Greer. A swarm of bodies, hard collision through traffic there. Goes all the way up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm, who's now sending a leading pass for Haley Ament. Ament all by herself in a sea of red jerseys there. Trying to cut inside, long kick. Not enough on that, nobody there. It's going to bounce out of bounds and be a goal kick. Goal kick for Natick. Kick sent out the far side, deflects down. Controlled, I believe, by Lydia Proya. Kick headed back by Elin Lindgren-Palm. Chased down again by Proya. Kicked upfield, gets up to Amelia Sousa. Sousa, pass across the field, looking for Mariviev McElhenney. McElhenney sends it up the line. A long kick coming in, and that one is in! Natick first on the board off a long shot from Carrington Sheriff. Boy, the trajectories don't get much better than that. A high shot outside the reach of Chloe Price, under the bar. I mean, what else can you say? Beautiful shot. 1-0 the Natick lead now off the goal from Carrington Sheriff. Mirabelle Kesselman pass up the middle to Paige Hammond. Taps it out to Juliana Siegel. Miscommunicates there as the pass misses and is kicked away. Elin Lindgren-Palm going to watch that one bounce out of bounds. And it'll be Brookline ball. Throw in up the line to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Trapped there. It's knocked out of bounds by Ruthia Senko. Throw in from Julia Vianello to Ament. Pass over to Siegel. Now over to Greer. Back to Kesselman. Outside to Jamie McGee. Pass intercepted there. McElhenney taking this one, charging in a pass. Looking for Nicole Proya, trying to fight through defenders, and no chance for the shot there. As that one got, I think, deflected by Elin Lindgren-Palm. Goes out the back line with a hard curve. And that's going to be a corner kick chance for the Redhawks. Kick comes in, bounces past everybody. Ball is sliced going the wrong way for Natick. Brookline needed a couple of tries on that clear, but they do get the ball up to Haley Ament, who's trying to take it the other way, but ran out of room. It is going to be Brookline ball. Throw in quickly. Dribbling around with it is Hammond. Kicks it across the field to Vianello. Vianello trying to put on the Jets against Asenko. Staying with the ball. Holding it around the corner. Gets the corner. Crosser comes in, but a limited angle, and it's cut off easily by Katie McMahon. Throws it upfield. Running up with it, Sherrick. Pass up to Nicole Proya. Proya kicks it up, knocked away by Elin Lindgren-Palm. Ball downed by McElhenney, gives back to Nicole Proya. Proya dribbling through the middle, launches a long shot, punched away by Chloe Price as Nicole Proya continues to be a strong threat on the ball. As now we got another corner kick coming for Natick. We got a sub coming in for Brookline. Eva Berkson replacing Hannah Greer. Greer coming off a little slow, might still be a bit hobbled by the injury she suffered in the first half. This one coming in, bouncing, and cleared out. Good clear by Haley Ament. It's going to be Natick ball, but it's just going to be a throw-in. They quickly boot this one high up in the air. Bouncing along. Vianello first to the ball, but the clear is blocked. Taken back by Lydia Proya. Vianello boxing her out and just letting that one roll out of bounds for a goal kick. Price gives the ball to Kesselman, now over to McGee. McGee boots it upfield, walled down by Natick. Pass complete. A long shot is going to be taken off 2 hops by Price. Shot from Abby McCauley. Brookline's got to find a way to generate some pressure here as they are trailing early in the second half off the goal from Carrington Sheriff. The punt from Price flies right out of bounds. Throw in from McElhenney up to Sousa. And a hard collision, and that's going to draw a foul on Vianello. Vianello coming up apologetic. And now with the ball at around the 30. Free kick coming from McCauley, the lefty. And with the lefty bend on the shot, wouldn't be surprising if she tries to go to that right side post. And she does, and it's saved by Price. She did go right to that right side post, and Price read it all the way. Oh, but another turnover by Brookline, another shot, and another one just high from Nicole Proya. Brookline's been having problems with turnovers in their own end all night, and that one almost cost them. Kesselman lifts this one, bouncing along. A race to the ball. Asenko going to be the first one there. Turning around, and it's stolen by Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Lindgren-Palm trying to fight across the middle. A pass forward. Ament offsides. Oh, cut just a step too quick, as that looked like it was going to be a beautiful pass from Lindgren-Palm to Hammond to Ament. And Ament, you could see with the shot she fired after the whistle, she was going right to that left side post. That could have tied up the game, but just a little off timing. Hammond passing to the outside, trying to lead for Priscilla Hill, who can't keep it in bounds. Brookline had players running upfield that time, but they tried to set it up with a player trailing from behind and passed just a little too far forward for her. Nicole Proya Kicking one, trying to lead for Sousa, too far. Easy pickup for Price. Price throws it up to Vianello, and Vianello thought she could turn around and get it, but it bounced too hard and too fast. Out of bounds, Natick ball. Asenko throws it in to Sousa. Back to Asenko. Cross the field. White. Pass forward. McElhenney battling with Berkson, and it's McGee coming out to kick that one away. That's going to go out of bounds, Natick ball. Just over 31 minutes still left here in the second half. Kick upfield, hard collision, and they're playing it out. Nicole Proya dribbling through, pass forward for Sousa. Sousa, crosser, a chance, and that's knocked in. Had a player trailing behind her, and it's Carrington Sheriff again. Sheriff with her second goal of the game off a nice assist from Amelia Sousa. And boy, that one just started with that hard collision that left a couple players going to the ground. And Nicole Proya, who's just had a great nose for the ball all night, swoops in, starts the attack, opts to go not for a shot, but for a leading pass down the left side to Sousa. And Sousa races down and sends a backwards crosser, trusting that Sheriff would come in behind her and knock that one in. I mean, you can't, even as, you know, someone working for an opposing team, I can't help but be in awe of what the Natick strikers have displayed so far today. As Nicole Proya, the shot, Sousa, the putback, and it's quickly 3-0 Natick. Boy, I was just singing their praises, and then they do it again. 2 goals in a minute for Natick, as they are quickly turning this one into a blowout as Brookline calls timeout. 3-0 the Natick lead. First a goal from Carrington Sheriff, assisted by Amelia Sousa, and then Sousa on the putback score, assisted by Nicole Proya. We got a note in the live chat from an alum of the Brookline High boys soccer team and an older brother of one of the girls players, Jackson McGee, in the live chat saying, "Go Warriors." Shout out Jamie. Thanks so much for tuning in, Jackson. Hope all is well at college. And unfortunately for the Brookline defense, it's turning into a tough day here in the second half. You know, they were, on a knife's edge early in the first half with a bunch of close chances for Natick, but they had survived them all. And looks like they were pushing it the other way late in the first half, but 3 goals in the first 10 minutes of the second half by the Redhawks have completely changed the fabric of this game. Out of the timeout, Kesselman boots that one upfield. Deflects out of bounds. It'll be Brookline ball deep in the Natick end. And this one kicked away to Nicole Proya. Proya blocked by McGee there. Kicks it upfield to Sheriff. Sheriff turns around, passes back around the triangle to McElhenney. McElhenney up to Lydia Proya, who's got some space. Tried a leading kick, blocked by Elin Lindgren-Palm. So they were trying to lead Sousa again. Now Paige Hammond taps it to the outside, kicked up for Ament. Ament moving upfield, dribbling, trying to catch the edge. Crosser coming in, misses Amalia Lindgren-Palm, and it's going to roll out of bounds. Brookline's had a couple of close chances themselves. In fact, they almost set up Ament for a game-tying score earlier in this half, but Natick is the one who's been finding the back of the net, and they've now got a sizable lead. Kesselman from the wing, passing it upfield. Ament couldn't keep control of it as Asenko kicks it away. Deflects backwards off the head of Berkson, goes back to McGee. McGee trying to juke around, finds some space, sends it up the middle. Amalia Lindgren-Palm, pass back, intercepted. Taken away by McCauley. McCauley taps it back. Wisecki with the ball. And they're going to call the push on Juliana Siegel there. Had very clear arm extension on that one. They're going to call that every time. This one kicked upfield. And boxing out was Kesselman, letting that one roll out the back end for a goal kick. They were trying to set up Nicole Proya. Kesselman over to McGee. To the outside. To Nigrovic, I believe. Throw in to Hammond. And Natick just lets it roll out of bounds for a throw-in. And out of a scrum of players, we're going to have a push called against Nicole Proya. And so it'll now be a free kick for Brookline. Just over 27 minutes left here in the second half. Kesselman boots this one upfield. Ament taking it down the sideline. Kick is blocked out of bounds, and that should set up a corner kick. No, they say it went out the sideline. It's going to be a throw-in. Throw-in, deflects. Brookline tries a pass, intercepted by Lydia Proya, cleared upfield and out of bounds. Quick throw in. Bouncing around and very physical play. And they're just letting them play as McCauley and Siegel got in a bit of a wrestling match there. They're still battling for the ball. McCauley runs out of room, out of bounds. Brookline ball, and a yellow card is going to be assessed to Brookline head coach Ben Peters. Boy, the refs were letting them play, and Coach Peters did not like that. Throw in, deflects back, and Proya takes it away again. Nicole Proya cutting towards the middle, fires a shot, saved, and the putback sails high. McElhenney was right there to knock that one in, but the trajectory too high, and Brookline narrowly avoids a 4-0 deficit off of another rough turnover in their own end. Kesselman boots this one upfield, up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Knocked away by the defense, out of bounds, Brookline ball. And they're going to have Ament throwing this one in as she moves back to a midfield position with Lila Cannon checking into the game. This one tapped back, taken by Nicole Proya. Proya turns the corner and kicks that one upfield. Her ability to kick from that turned around angle is such an underrated weapon in her arsenal because she's been creating attack chances off of narrow angles with that quick turn kick of hers all night long. This one deflects back and forth. McCauley pass outside Asenko, sending it up the line for Sousa. Knocked out of bounds by Ament. Throw in back to Asenko. Tapped over to McCauley. McCauley, crosser, stopped by Price. Ball still in play, rolls out the back line, corner kick. And again, if Price can get a little more confidence in her full catches instead of more cautiously just batting that ball down, could help her goaltending and goalkeeping in a big way. This one headed further out, I think by Siegel, up to Cannon, knocked loose by Blair, popped up in the air by Berkson, headed upfield by Siegel, kicked forward by Amalia Lindgren-Palm. A big chance here, Paige Hammond. Oh, she dribbled too far. It went too far out in front of her, and she couldn't get a shot off. I've said it before, but it's true, especially on these turf fields. You start taking off with speed, and that ball can very easily take off without you. Kicked up the line. That said, Brookline created a strong opportunity there. Paige Hammond, she's got that ability to just make a sneaky cut upfield at just the right time when she's presented with those opportunities. That one lost out of bounds, Natick ball. Just under 23 minutes left in this game. Natick firmly in control with a 3-0 lead. Nicole Proya pops this one in the air off the head of Kesselman. Off another head, downed by Natick. Turning around, looking, a pass out to Sousa. Sousa to the middle to McCauley, and it's kicked away by Kesselman. Cannon with the ball on the counter. Cannon trying to send one. Too much curve on that one. I like the idea, just off on the execution as she was trying to lead it for Ament. Sousa over to McElhenney. Tapped up now to Nicole Proya. Sending one forward, looking for Lydia Proya. Proya's got a bit of a step, and Price has to come out and kick that one away. McGee just inhibiting the movement of Lydia Proya just enough to prevent a breakaway scoring chance. That one deflects out of bounds. Throw in to Sousa. Sousa down the near sideline, crosser. No one there waiting for it. Kicked away by McGee. Now taken back by Natick. Sousa over to Nicole Proya. Kick is blocked, deflects back to McCauley. McCauley sends a pass up the middle, finds Lydia Proya. Shot, diving save by Chloe Price. Boy, I mean, Chloe Price, she's let in 3 goals today, but she's been putting up a gutsy effort here tonight, and that is her best save of the night. Corner kick flies in high, just over the head of Asenko, recovered by Nicole Proya. Turning corners, looking for a shot, fires one, another diving save by Price, and a putback chance. Asenko passes, and it deflects around, and a shot rolls in. Nicole Proya in the chaos knocks it in, and it's a 4-score lead for Natick. And that's got to be so frustrating for the Brookline defense. They just got done with a big diving save from their goalie. But an absolutely torrential downpour of offense from Natick tonight as they now lead by 4. All 3 of their starting strikers have now found the back of the net. Sheriff twice, Sousa and Nicole Proya once each. Ament kicks one in, and it's caught by Katie McMahon. This one punted, knocked back by Kesselman. Pushed forward by Brookline up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Pass across to Cannon. Cannon trying to send one through. And again, just too far. Asenko getting there first and knocking it out of bounds. You could see not just Ament racing up the wing, but Paige Hammond streaking through the middle to try and take that leading pass from Cannon. Just off on her placement. Ament, the crosser kick into the middle, deflected out. And they're going to call the foul on Kesselman as she knocks over Nicole Proya, trying to get to that deflected ball and keep her team on the attack. Free kick from Lydia Proya. Flies up the far side, too far for Sheriff, out of bounds. We are over midway through this second half, just over 19 minutes on the clock. Subs coming in for both sides. Maddie Bonner for Natick. For Brookline, number 10, Alexa Lieberman-Wingirter, seeing the field for the first time today in place of Juliana Siegel, as Bonner replaces Sheriff. Brookline trying to move up that far side. Pass goes back, intercepted by McElhenney. Pass up the middle to Nicole Proya, knocked away by Kesselman. Pass back up to McElhenney, up that far side to Bonner. Pass knocked away, but recovered by Nicole Proya. Pass back, Lydia Proya. She's got a cannon, fires the shot, almost dropped. I think that one went off of Price's hands and off the post, and just barely stayed out. Price punts this one, deflects. Cannon kicks it, gets it to Hammond, sends up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm, trying to lead for Ament, and Asenko cuts it off again. Throw in coming from Ament. Lindgren-Palm takes it. Turnaround kick goes off Asenko, out of bounds. That'll set up a corner kick. Smart decision from Amalia Lindgren-Palm. You could tell plan A was to tap it back to Ament for a crosser, but when that didn't work, she found a way to set Ament up for a crosser on the corner kick. Ament lifts this one into the box. Header, chance, oh, cleared out by the Natick defense. That one almost crossed the line. Oh, and we got an injured Brookline player. I think that's Mirabelle Kesselman. I think her head might have collided with McMahon when trying to head that ball in. And so Kesselman, the center back, is going to come out. Rose Shorett checking in. And Brookline certainly hopes she's okay. She's walking off her own power. Might just be a bloody nose. But obviously when there's anything around the head, around the face, you hope that she's okay. Drop ball for Natick as they work it up the far side. And that ball is just going to roll down and be picked up by Price. "17 minutes to go. Natick leads 4-0. This one bouncing along. And it deflects out of bounds. Natick ball. They move a little too far up. And the official says go back. Throw in. Lost out of bounds now. Brookline ball, and a sub will come in for Brookline. seeing the field for the first time tonight for Brookline will be number 9, Kaylee Coe, as she replaces Astrid Nigrovich on that far side wing. Throw in deflects back. Nicole Proya almost took it, but a sea of white jerseys knock it away. Sent back to McGee, kicked up field, bounces, swooping in with it is Cannon. Cannon dribbling through, Cannon a shot, diving, saved by McMahon, still in play, and it's knocked back. Cannon trying to stay after it, pass back, a long shot comes in, taken off a hop by McMahon. Katie McMahon faces her toughest test of the night in net for Natick, and she passes the test with a diving save there. Throw in. Out of bounds, stays Brookline ball. Ament quick throw in to Lindgren Palm, trying to spin, lost her footing, and she was tripped up by Wislaki Wasecki. That'll be a free kick for Brookline. Ament setting up to take it.
Is that you talking about goals given up on a free kick? Did you just jinx our goals now?
Ament lifts this one into the box. Oh, too far. Over the head of Kaylee Coe, and no one else came in fast enough. And that's going to be a goal kick. Couple subs coming in for Natick. Number 7, Maddie Waterhouse, and number 11, Emma Levy. This one up the middle goes off the head of Cannon, off the head of McCauley. Couple deflections. Asenko couldn't turn the corner, out of bounds. Throw in. Deflects away. Corralled by Berkson. Pass up. Knocked away. Proya outside to Sousa. Sousa pass back. Now a pass up to Asenko from McCauley. Sends it to the outside. McCauley takes it. McCauley taps it to Nicole Proya, who loops back around, fires another shot, and almost dropped. But Price just manages to recover. And I think maintaining her grip on the ball when she makes her save is going to be a major point of emphasis for Chloe Price as she continues to work on her game between the pipes. Fighting for the ball, Amalia Lindgren Palm trying to send it through for Ament. Ament trying to outpace several defenders, knocks it out, but it's going to be a goal kick. This one kicked upfield, headed back by Shoret up to Ament. Ament cutting around the corner, racing up the side, crosser flies in, deflects down, and Waterhouse kind of whiffed on the clear, but was able to stay with the ball and pass it up to Sousa. Sousa cutting to the middle, pass forward, deflects to the outside, almost taken by Nicole Proya. Shoret able to get it out of bounds and keep it away from Lydia Proya. They're going to say Proya actually touched that one, and it's going to be Brookline ball. 12 minutes to go here at Memorial Field in Natick, Massachusetts. The Red Hawks running away with this one 4-0. And this ball taken away by McCauley. A pass to Nicole Proya. Tap back to Lydia Proya. Dribbling. Pass outside to Sousa. Sousa heading up the wing. Crosser is blocked by Elin Lindgren Palm, out of bounds, another goal kick. And again, this front line from Natick makes this ball movement look just effortless. Proya shot just sent over the bar by Chloe Price. And oh no, it looks like Price is hurt. It looked like she might have taken a hit in the stomach. I think what might have happened is she went up fully outstretched to get that ball, but a defender was like right next to her, also trying to go up for the ball, and might have accidentally kneed her in the side or something. Also possible maybe her hand hit the crossbar or something. Yeah, it looks like she's shaking off her hand, so I think that was that her hand might have caught something. Again, even the score notwithstanding, it's been a valiant effort tonight from Chloe Price. I mean, she's faced an onslaught from this Natick offense as they now set up for another corner kick. Price staying in the game. This one comes in high. Header. I think they called offsides, or they called like maybe hands on the shoulders on the jump up. They called something. And so it'll be a free kick for Brookline. Sent up to Berkson. Berkson trying to tap it up the line, and Brookline gets a favorable deflection out of bounds. I believe that's Coe throwing it in and taken away by Natick. This is Lydia Proya sending it up the field, deflects off the head the wrong way. Nicole Proya chases it down. Her kick is blocked, but she recovers it herself. That turnaround pass again crosses to the middle. Just too much traffic for Lydia Proya as Brookline kicks this one out of bounds. Another sub coming in for Natick, number 14, Alice O'Connor, seeing the field for the first time tonight, replacing Abby McCauley. Throw in. Nicole Proya, again, dribbling around effortlessly, and that turnaround kick goes just wide of the right side post. Price gives this one, and McGee boots it upfield. Tapped along, looking for Cannon. Not able to get there. Deflecting back and forth and back, and Cannon passes outside to, I think, Coe. To the middle, to Amalia. Knocked away by the Redhawks. Up to Sousa. Sousa sending one through to Lydia Proya. Lydia Proya, a crosser. Did it stay in bounds? It was knocked away from the back line by Nicole Proya. Or no, not by Nicole Proya, by maybe a Senko or White. Either way, it goes out of bounds. It'll be Brookline ball as subs coming on both sides. For Brookline, Mirabelle Kesselman checking back into the game. She seems to be all right, and she seems to be playing a different spot. I think they may have slotted her in at midi. Of course, Kesselman played midi her freshman season. She's been put on the back line for the past couple of seasons. And now for Natick, checking in number 8, Kate Cho. McGee booting this one upfield, downed by Coe. Sends it up to Cannon. Cannon trying to fit a pass through, deflects, taken by Nev Kesselman, knocked away from her. Back to Berkson, upfield, tapped along by Coe. Knocked back by the Natick defense to the outside to, I believe, Bonner. Bonner kicks it. Taken by McGee, just barely taps it away to Berkson. Upfield, intercepted again, but then taken right back by Berkson. Kick upfield, headed away by, I believe, Asenko. This kick blocked. Another kick blocked, but this one goes out of bounds. Brookline ball. Throw in from Ament. Looking for Nev Kesselman. Trying to fight her way through. Finds a hole, but chasing back and knocking it out was Emma Levy. Quick throw in for Ament. Ament trying to turn the corner. Crosser couldn't get a sideways enough angle as it flies over the crossbar, and it'll be a goal kick. 7 minutes to go. Brookline hoping they could at least get one on the board here as they currently trail by 4. This kick knocked down by Mirabelle Kesselman. Both Kesselman sisters fighting for it, but it's taken away by O'Connor. Kicked back up by Brookline. Ament takes it. Ament looking around, cutting to her right, fires a shot and slices it high and wide. This one booted upfield by the Natick defense, headed back by McGee. Tapped along by Coe, up to Mirabelle Kesselman. Gets a pass, trying to lead for Cannon. Cannon trying to get the favorable deflection, and she does. Sent that one off of the defender. And it'll be a corner kick for Brookline. Haley Ament lining up as Cannon was able to deflect that one off of Katie Borelli. .540 left. Ament's kick comes in. Header is wide. Kesselman was Mirabelle Kesselman, that is, was able to get her head on the ball, but no dice there. It was either Mirabelle Kesselman or Eva Berkson. Goes wide. Goal kick. High in the air. Knocked down, and Berkson takes it. Pass up to Cannon. Cannon trying to turn around. Gets double teamed. Ball's kicked away by O'Connor. Coe throws it in. Knocked out. Stays Brookline ball. Throw in. Pass booted away by Lydia Proya. McGee boots it back the other way. Goes off the head of Borelli as she collides with McMahon. Sends that one out the back line. McMahon seems to be okay despite the tough collision there. It'll be another corner kick for Brookline as Ament lines up for this one. Flies in. Header is in. Mirabelle Kesselman puts an end to the shutout with the header score off the assist from Haley Ament. Mirabelle Kesselman, they like using that size of hers on the back line, but in this one, good positioning. Great corner kick pass from Ament, and Brookline at least can say they did not get shut out tonight. A corner kick goal in stoppage time as the clock is frozen at 5 minutes left. The triple whistle from the official will signal the end of the game. And boy, give credit to the toughness of Mirabelle Kesselman, staying in there, going right back to the header after she left with a bloody nose off of a missed header attempt earlier in the game, earlier in this half. This one bouncing along, Ament taking it, but walled off, recovered by Coe. Coe trying to turn around, but it's stolen away. This one taken through the middle by the Redhawks. Kicked up field, Shorett heads it out of bounds. So Mirabelle Kesselman getting the first goal of her senior season on the same field where she scored the first goal of her high school career 3 years ago. Waterhouse with the ball. Jukes around Kesselman. Pass to the outside. A shot saved by Price. Price left it out in the open again. And now they're wrestling for it. And another shot misses high and wide. The initial shot came from number 20, Lily Tosio. And again, Price just not able to grip the ball, and it created another chance. She thought she could just bat it down and then take it off the slower bounce. That was not the case. Price now looking to punt this one towards midfield. Bouncing high. Tosio takes control of it. Tosio, a kick to the middle, finds an open teammate. That's Bonner. Bonner looking around, misses wide. This one kicked up the line, deflects a couple of times. Taken by Brookline. Pass for Ament. Ament picking up speed, trying to turn the corner and keep it in bounds. Just could not keep it in bounds, ran out of room on that sideline. Throw in for Tosio. Battling for it. Kesselman. Pass up, Ament. Ament dribbling up. Crosser kick. Oh, just out of reach for all the crashing in players. Both Cannon and Co were close to that one. Brookline's still trying to get as much on the board as they can before the triple whistle. McGee. That one deflects. Still kept by Natick. Berkson battling with Waterhouse. Out of bounds, Brookline ball. Throw in. Now booted up in the air. Headed away by Asenko. And there is your triple whistle. And that is your ball game. The final score here at Memorial Field in Natick, Massachusetts. Natick 4, Brookline 1. Well, I said it before, all you can really do is be in awe of the Natick Strikers as they put on a show tonight. 2 goals from Carrington Sheriff and 1 each from Amelia Sousa and Nicole Proya. Brookline able to get their 1 score from Mirabelle Kesselman off the assist from Haley Ament. And you know what? Finding offense has been a big struggle for Brookline this year, so the fact they were able to find some offense, I think, is good. You know, they had several consecutive games where they did not score at all, and now they've had 2 games in a row where they have scored. And in fact, 3 of their last 4 games they have scored after being shut out 3 straight games earlier in the month. Certainly a tough day for the defense, but, you know, they hung in, they kept fighting. There's a lot to learn from a game like this. We talked about how it's going to be a rebuilding year for Brookline. And, you know, games like this are going to happen when you're trying to build things back up after graduating some talented senior classes over the past few years. Only way to go is up. That's all I'm going to say. Well, that's going to do it for this broadcast. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out the description section of the video where you can find some helpful links. There's a link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club that supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, girls and boys, varsity, JV, and freshmen. And there's also a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. And there's also some links related to me that you can also see in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or, if you want, you can skip past all that and email me directly with any questions, requests, or comments you may have. I'll be posting highlights from this game on YouTube on this channel later tonight, but I also post them on social media, on Instagram and Facebook, and you can see the links to those accounts in the description section down below, as well as the bottom right corner of your screen. But that's going to do it. Final score, Natick 4, Brookline 1 from Memorial Field in Natick, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.
Red Sox, Yankees, Red Sox at Yankees, and then we're saying the third